Hey guys, hope you guys are doing great. We're gonna go ahead and move on to circles. So, thing about circles is that they're awesome, and yeah, we're gonna go over a couple of vocabulary words that you're gonna need for your next assignment, and here we go. So, the first thing we'll go over is a point or the name. So, any circle will have a point in the middle, in the center, and they will usually give it a name, which will give it a letter name. For example, we'll say this is T, so we'll say this is point T, and this is also circle T. So that's what that does. That changes the name to whatever the letter is. So in this case, this would be circle T. The next thing that we have, you guys have heard about it before. You've dealt with it before. This is your diameter. Your diameter goes through the center point of your circle, and it goes all the way across from one end, going through the middle, going through the center of the circle, all the way to the other side of the circle. Okay? Next thing we have is our radius. Okay? You've heard this before. Once again, if this is the middle of your circle, here's your diameter. Here's your radius right here. There's your radius, and that's halfway from the side of the circle to the center of the circle. The things that we should know about our radius and our diameter is that our radius is half of the diameter. So what I mean is, and you guys have already, I'm more than sure you've already done something like this. What I mean is, if I told you that your radius was 5, then your diameter has to be double that. So your diameter would be 10. And so on and so forth. If your radius is 10, then your diameter is 20. If your radius is 25, then your diameter is 50. You get the gist of it. So, moving on. The next word that we have to go over is a chord. Okay? A chord looks something like this. Let me change the color of it. I don't like it. Let me change the color. We'll go with red. So a chord goes from one side of the circle to the next. However, okay, a chord, the difference between a chord and our diameter is the diameter has to go through the middle point. Diameter has to go through the middle point. A chord just goes from side to side, okay? So a diameter can be considered a chord, but a chord cannot be considered a diameter. Okay? A diameter can be called a chord, but a chord cannot be a diameter. Why? Because in order for it to be a diameter, it needs to go through the center point. And in this specific case right now, on this chord, suppose this was the center point, that chord does not go through the middle. Therefore, it is just a chord. The next thing we have to go over is the arc. Okay, so an arc is just an outside arc of a circle. Suppose this right here. This would be my arc. And usually they'll name it, so they'll say like this is point A, this is B, and this is all circle T. So this is your arc right here. This is an arc. The next thing we have is a sector. A sector, really what I always tell my classes that it is a sector pretty much looks like a pie has been taken out. Okay, so this right here, okay, it being filled would be a sector. This is a sector. The next word that we have is we have minor arc and we have major arc. So we've gone over arc already, which is this. Suppose this is our arc, and we'll name this again, we'll name it circle T. We'll name this A and B. And so this is the way the circle works. Your arcs work. This right here is the minor arc, A through B. A to B is minor arc. However, there is another way to get from A to B, and that is going this way around. This right here would be your major arc. Now, The way usually it'll be is they'll usually give you another letter somewhere over here, and this, let's say this is D. So you would say arc ADB is your major arc, and your minor arc would just be your arc AB. Understand, this right here is your minor arc. This all the way around this way is considered your major arc. The last word that we have, our last vocabulary word, and you're going to use it from now all the way to calculus, is your tangent. Okay, your tangent line. This is a tangent of a circle. Okay, what that means is a tangent of a circle means it's a line that runs next to the circle, does not touch the circle, only at one point. It touches the circle at one point. I know that my line looks a little off, but let's assume that my line is let's see, let's just move it right here. Good. So now we have a tangent line. That is a line that goes really close to a circle and only touches it at one point. These are your vocabulary words that you'll need for your assignment.